SAG-AFTRA and the WGA?
Studios are wild in.
So last Friday, rumours were that the WGA and SAG-AFTRA had said they're prepared to come back to the table, and the studios reportedly went, "No, fuck you. Let us know when you can't afford your homes anymore. Then we'll talk."
Yeah. And then they were saying, actually, no, we will sit back down.
Yeah, and then as of yesterday or maybe Monday, started to come out that apparently they were willing to sit down and talk from this Friday. So today, as this has gone out, tomorrow as we're recording, apparently negotiations will have restarted, which is good. I hope they bend them over and take them from every penny they have. Not gonna lie to you. If you're gonna spunk $350 million on Avatar, you can afford to pay your writers and actors enough to live.
Yeah.
I don't think that's that hot a take.
I will be intrigued because it's like, although they say they will sit down for negotiations again, I already feel like they're just gonna sit down, go, right, what's your review then after what we rejected? They're gonna go, well, here we go, we've amended some of the things, but we still want these things, and they're gonna go, no. I suppose we can do something similar to that. No, maybe a little bit of that. And then it's just gonna be another 2 weeks of them not willing to sit back down.
Do you know what I think has caused this?
Go on.
Over the weekend, a lot of Hollywood A-listers have donated a lot of money to the strike fund. Like multiple A-listers donating millions of dollars, just going, "Oh yeah, boom."
And notably, someone who we rinse for his films, but actually, like, props where props is due. The Rock has donated $1 million.
Yeah, 7 million.
Was it 7 million?
It was 7 million.
Oh, okay. So props to him. As much as we rinse him for his roles,
I think in the acting industry, his ego is a problem, and I do think at times he's done more harm than good. However, if he's going to stand there and actively help his co-workers and his writers and his other actors to look after themselves, I'm not going to knock him for that. I will continue even when his next film comes out. If it's shit, I'm going to sit here and say it's shit. But fair play to him for helping.
But like you say, multiple actors have donated multiple millions of dollars, and I'm pretty sure SAG-AFTRA have said now that their fund to support people will keep them going for months at the moment. So like they are not like they are in this for the long haul, and they have the means to be in this for the long haul.
Yeah. And some of this news about these strikes is starting to leak through to the press now. So it is. I'm not saying this with a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory on. This is just common fucking sense. A lot of the people who own these studios also own news publishing sites.
Yeah.
So they get a little bit of leeway in keeping stuff quiet for a little while. However, if they push it too far and then the news breaks, their reputation takes the hit it should take from delaying it at all, but it takes it because they've delayed it for so long. It's like, oh, this has been going on for 6 months. Why haven't we heard anything? And it's starting to now get to the point where they have to, even if it's tiny little bits, they have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's starting to get seen by other people now who are using the World Wide Web in all of its glory. And they're going, hold the fucking phone. I think the other thing that a lot of the studios weren't really prepared for is quite how socialist the corporate overlords and scumbags of the world have made our generation. So now they're just getting flamed on the internet constantly. It's like, I mean, we'll talk about it in a little bit here, but last week or end of last week, there was a bunch of delays to projects. And me and you were sat there chuckling because every single tweet that mentioned delay was like, of course, this delay wouldn't be happening if the studio should pay people a fair wage.
Yeah, I saw.
And that's the thing. We're not letting it slip anywhere.
I saw some. Was it? I can't remember if it was like SAG-AFTRA themselves or the WGO. Some Twitter account that was like an official, or maybe it was an actor or something, gave props to discussing film because them as a Twitter account have been on it at any moment. They're like any bit of news. They're like, but also if the studios paid people properly
Yeah.
and they're constantly supporting the strikes, and they were like, this
Discussing
is
film are absolutely
this
great.
is the best, like they have stood by and kind of reported their best on it, and in
Yeah.
the right way.
I think a lot of the time discussing film does a very, very phenomenal job of staying completely impartial and just reporting facts.
Mm.
And it's been hilarious watching the amount of people are going, "Oh, discussing film is not happy," because all of their tweets have anything to do with this in remotely. Just like, and don't forget, studios are massive twats. And it's
And
just
then
that
it's
kind of energy.
linked to
It's like,
donate.
don't forget, yeah. And then right below it, it's like, oh, if you want to help out these actors and writers who are being screwed over by these multi-billionaires, here's the link. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
I love it so much,
it's
and
wild.
that's the energy we've all got to bring to this.
There
Because guess what?
was
The billionaires aren't the ones who make the films you love.
no,
It's the people on the picket lines.
even when Disney in their Q2 meetings say, "Ha, these strikes have saved us 100 million. Haha, this is great." Uh, that's not the win you think it is.
Yeah.
Like boasting about the fact that these people striking has saved you money like it's some big thing. No, because you're just an idiot. It's
It's
the way that these
crazy.
studios are still like, we're like a good month into this now, and like these studios are still think they public opinion is on their side, and like that they are in the right and the strikers are in the wrong. Like it's wild. Also,
I
just
would
more and more
happily
actors joining.
I would happily have to pivot this podcast to going through my comic backlog, and we just talk about a comic book a week for 15, 20 minutes. If it means that this strike has to go on for a year to teach these fuckers a lesson. Um but unfortunately not everyone has enough brain cells to see why what's going on is so important.
Yeah, and I mean the general public as well, with it not being widely reported on the mainstream news or like regularly, have no understanding that one, it might even be going on. I bet there's plenty of people that have no clue. And my parents, I've mentioned it, but like they probably don't really know that this is going on and how
I've
big of an
made
issue it is.
I've made a big effort to keep my parents up to date on it, because I found over the years that just by discussing things in natural conversation, um, it then becomes a talking point for other people.
Hmm.
And then just like that, just that news spreads a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that by me telling my parents to give them an update on SAG-AFTRA that by tea time Rishi Sunak's hearing about it and he's like, "Oh, this is terrible." But you get the idea.
He
It's
wouldn't think it's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. Right. You get this idea of everyone having these little chit chats, and that's how you build a bit of momentum. But you know who I would expect to understand it?
Go on.
Actors
Hmm.
like Stephen Amell.
Who thinks he can backtrack on what he said and also complained that the things he said has ended up on the internet. Like, oh my god, how dare you share what I have
Yeah,
said to the wilder world? That was meant to be
yeah.
kept private to this room of several people.
So, first and
As-
foremost, this is further proof that you should not idolize anyone,
yeah.
because no matter who you think they could be a massive twat.
Yeah.
So, let's go and find the original comment, because I don't want to get accused of
Oh, yeah.
misquoting him.
Yeah.
Where's the bit where I said I think we have to troll this dickhead?
Timed that well as I took a drink.
So he said he doesn't agree with the strikes. He thinks they're reductive and infuriating. Now,
Yeah.
where did he say this, you ask, Connor? That he's claimed it's a breach of his privacy for it to be all over the internet? He said it openly at Comic-Con on a panel.
Which I'm pretty sure there weren't meant to be a Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah, no, he was scabbing while doing it.
Yeah. So, do you know what besides the fact that like scummy behavior, what's more laughable about this is the man played a character whose whole job on like in the whole series of that show was to take down billionaires who were taking the piss.
Yeah, the mega rich who were getting away with shit because they were mega rich.
Yeah.
It's fucking, the irony is hilarious. I thought creatives, your actors, your writers and stuff, were supposed to be able to take the complexities of the world and simplify them down into a compelling story.
You would think.
And this motherfucker has missed the point. He spent 10 years playing a socialist superhero. And he still sits there and goes, I think strikes are dumb. And I think they're beneath us.
I think to also like to add context as well, because there was another, I don't know if you'll get to it, but there was a bit added on to that as well of stuff that he was saying. It was like, it was also, he commented on that came about because he was talking about it's annoying that he can't promote stuff that he has done because of the strikes. And then I think he goes on to say the strikes are annoying. And it's like, it's coming from a place of like, a little bit of me is like, okay, I get you want to advertise your thing. Maybe it's some great project and you love it, and like anything that people work on, they want to show it off. I get that. But to just completely miss the point of what the strikes are for and be so selfish that you only care about your like showing off your own thing, it's just like, come on, man. What are you doing? And what do you expect the internet to do?
Yeah. Well, let's just be completely fucking clear here. He's a massive bellend. Because here's the thing. You pay me 125 grand an episode for 8 years. I know for a fact I'm in the 1% of the actors, and we know now, even as outsiders, based on the stats we've seen, that puts him well in the 1% of actors.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? All he has to do is shut his fucking mouth, not say a word, for 3-4 months. Then once all this gets sorted, guess what? He's going to get a pay rise as well.
Yeah. And do you know what's funny? He only has to stay quiet because I can guarantee he's still getting them CW checks.
Of course.
So it's like,
and this is the thing that whenever someone who is in a financially stable position says something that causes backlash online, remember they meant it with a burning passion. Because if they care so little about the fact that it could hurt their financials because they're so financially secure, that they're willing to still go out there knowing it's going to cost them money, that means that they believe in that more strongly than the millions of dollars they can make by keeping their mouth shut. And I know some of you might go, oh yeah, but that means their morals are uncompromising. That isn't a good moral to have, though. If someone comes out and they go, trans rights are human rights, it costs them 10 million, that's standing by your morals no matter the cost.
Yeah. I mean, what's also like to remember here is like, he's tried to come back and hit back and say, oh, this wasn't meant, like, I'm not happy that this has been shared around the internet, and this was meant for like, this was a discussion with and it's like, hang on a second. So you didn't want people to know you were at Comic-Con speaking about this, which is just like the biggest indication of like, you're in the wrong, but you just don't give a shit you're in the wrong, but you're going to try and hide that you're not what you're doing. It's just like, okay, you've been caught in the act and now you're trying to like say, no, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Well, it's honestly, I'm as shitty as that is from him, and any of these other actors that are kind of like the odd things that have been popping up where people are scabbing and stuff. Honestly, the best thing that could happen, because those people doing that are just outing themselves, and everyone's going to remember that, oh, you kept doing shit when actors were trying to get paid. We'll remember that. We don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
Like cool. This is like outing everyone, and it's like we're getting rid of all the big dickheads in one go, and it's great.
Yeah, 100%. As much as it hurts when you see people who did something you really enjoyed get outed or out themselves as being massive twats, you just got to kind of go, you know what? Get them gone.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck gone. And depending on what they've done, like I will still be able to, if I ever want to, go back and rewatch Green Arrow and enjoy the art, separate the art from the artist, all that. There are certain things where I'm like, in this situation, I can't separate the art from the artist, but I'm never going to judge anyone who can still enjoy the art despite what the artist might have done. But I think the problem is sometimes people don't know how to separate the art from the artist, so they will defend the artist even when they know they're in the wrong because they don't want to feel like they can't enjoy the art anymore.
Yeah, they're like their actor in their favorite show has done something shitty, and they're like, but it was my favorite show, and he's like so amazing in this show, and it's like, yeah, but he's still a dick.